last year I went to the Eras tour and she was my opening act. I didn't stand up for Gracie. I don't know if you heard. Hannah Montana swept. She swept the floor clean in that election.
All 50 states. AKA, she needed some dick.
Yeah, she had to fly back.
She had to go get that conjugal visit at home. There's always time for gossip.
I don't know her.
I still don't know her.
Yeah, double homicide.
Beyonce? Oh, yes.
Don't do it.
I would ask you to respect our privacy, but please, I don't respect people's privacy. That's why I do the hot topics.
Welcome to the Gossip Spot, hosted by Trey, Godsey, and Danny Osborne. Looks like you just found the G-Spot.
The Gossip Spot, that is.
Welcome back to your favorite podcast, hosted by Trey Godsey
and Danny Osborne,
where we clock all of the hot piping pop culture tea.
Well, yes.
Any tea you have, we will
clock it.
So today we're going to have Tweet of the Week is going to be our first segment, which is where we just pick a tweet that we see throughout the week that we find either angers us, makes us happy, we agree with it, we disagree, something like that. So, Danny, would you like to start with your tweet of the week?
I'll start with my tweet of the week. So, my tweet of the week, it's kind of a double whammy. So, Pop Crave tweeted, Gracie Abrahams earns her first #1 hit on US Spotify with That's So True. Well, then someone quoted the tweet and said, can today get any worse? Which I think is so funny because this came out the day after Election Day. We're not going to get too much into that, but it's just so funny because there are a lot of Gracie Abrams haters.
Yeah, why do people hate her?
I just don't like her. I don't like her music. I think her music's really boring. I think she kind of had her career kind of handed to her, I guess, because her dad is what's his name? He's a very famous director. I don't remember his name, but I mean, that's not why I dislike her. I don't really care if you're a Nepo baby or not, but I just don't like her music. I think it's boring. I think it's stale. It all sounds the same. Last year I went to the Eras tour and she was my opening act. I didn't stand up for Gracie. But yeah, people are haters of Gracie Abrams and I am one. The reason, don't know. I don't like her music, but I just thought it was so funny. People going, can today get any worse?
Well, people are funny when it comes to like tweets, and especially with artists. Like, do you remember when who was it, Rita Ora that tweeted and she was like, if this gets 100,000 retweets, I'll release my new album. And it got like barely any retweets. And then she was like, I was hacked.
Guys, I will release music when I'm ready. That's what she said, I think. Well,
she was like, people are threatening to release music that I've worked really hard on. But I don't know. Twitter replies always crack me up.
Sometimes the replies are better than the actual
tweet.
Yeah. I don't know. Whoever this was that tweeted this, hit on your hands.
Yeah. I mean, I can't speak too much on it because I've never listened to Gracie Abrams or her music. All I've seen is hate for her on Twitter.
Yeah. You would not like Gracie Abrams. I already know it.
I probably wouldn't. If she's anything like Taylor Swift, no shade Swifties, but like if she's in that vein of like she's more of like a songwriter and like slower, like it's not really my vibe.
Yeah, she's definitely a songwriter more.
So I want to get into my tweet of the week. So as we all know, the election is passed.
Mm-hmm.
And Kamala did not win, as many people thought she would.
Yeah. But
someone tweeted, and I thought it was so funny because I'm from Memphis, and this tweet kind of relates to that. And I think it's a girl who tweeted it. She goes, maybe Kamala would have won if she didn't turn her rally into Yo Gotti's birthday bash.
Literally.
Because Kamala had so many like celebrity endorsements, and she had a lot of performers. Like she had, who all came out and performed for her? She had Lady Gaga, she had Katy Perry, she had Glorilla, she had Megan Thee Stallion. Didn't she have Beyonce?
She had Beyonce didn't perform. She just came and spoke. I think Victoria Monet performed. Gracie Abrams, but that's besides the point.
But I just thought that was so funny because like I would have never even thought to compare it to Yo Gotti's birthday bash.
Literally.
But I just thought it was funny. Because, like, I could definitely see Megan and Glorilla, like, pulling up and performing for Yo Gotti at his birthday bash.
I know. Well, I remember like Megan, she's at this rally, like shaking ass and stuff. And then Glorilla, she's on stage and she couldn't even like rap half the song. She had to like she was like not even rapping because her lyrics, like she was like, I can't say that on TV. So
Well, I mean, like, I understand, like, trying to drum up publicity for your campaign and try and, you know, seem, like, hip and cool and, like, hit the younger Gen Z audience. But, like, at what cost, girl?
yeah.
At what cost? Because why do we have Megan Thee Stallion up there trying to tie her song Body into, like, women's rights?
I know when it's not about, it's about,
She's like, my body, Adi, my choice.
I know. That's crazy.
Like, I don't know. I mean,
I see what she did there,
yeah,
but also I'm like, isn't that like a sex song?
right. I mean, we can sit here and talk about politics all day, but I don't even want to get into
Yeah.
that. But I just thought that tweet was
Well,
funny comparing it to.
One more political thing.
Okay.
I don't know if you heard. Hannah Montana swept. She swept the floor clean in that election.
All 50 states
All 50 states
turned purple.
turned purple, but also like Britney Spears also did.
Yeah.
She turned the country pink.
I saw a tweet that said 100% of gay people voted today.
Literally. If you don't know, if you're listening to this, there's like when like the results started coming out state by state, people started making like memes about it, and they would add like a singer or like a person in pop culture, and like they would add like a cutout of them, and they would like turn every single state like the color of like whatever
Color
like,
they chose.
yeah.
Who were some examples? Because there was Selena Gomez.
Yeah, there was Selena Gomez as Alex Russo and was the way place. I saw like a Madam Web. I saw Trisha Paytas as the Statue of Liberty.
Trisha
I saw a
Paytas.
few Ariana Grande ones. Those are all the ones I really saw, but every single one I saw I thought were so funny. But the Hannah Montana one, I was like, this is the best one.
Yeah, it was so funny.
And also, so we we work on this show at school. We host this show called The Wave, and we have to do music news. And Trey's like, what if I like submit this as my news story as giggles and grins? We did not report on that, but
No.
it was so funny though if like we would have actually done that.
What did I write? I was like,
You were like, I can
14-year-old
I
Nashville
can pull up the
singer-songwriter.
exact thing you said. You started off with like Hannah Montana, a 14-year-old from Nashville, swept the 2024 presidential election as a write-in. You heard it right, a write-in. Hannah said, I just like to thank all of my fans. Remember, you're a super girl. She concluded her inaugural speech by reminding the American people that she's just an ordinary girl. She says, sometimes I'm lazy. I get bored. I get scared and I feel ignored.
Are you a fan of the song "Ordinary Girl" by
I
Hannah Montana?
am. That was on. That's a hit.
I love that song.
That was season 4. That was Hannah Montana Forever.
Hannah Montana Forever. And you know what? Hannah Montana Forever. She's leading our country.
Well, yes.
She swept.
She swept the floor clean.
But that's going to wrap up our tweets of the week.
I know. Do you want to get into hot topics?
Yeah, let's get into some hot topics.
Yeah. So
How you doing?
How you doing? So our first one, let's talk about Young Thug. He just got released from prison, right?
Yes. So he was locked up for a few years. I want to say since 2021, but don't quote me on that. But maybe it was a little later than that. And also, I don't know all the details on like his case that he got released for. Like, I don't know exactly like the terms and conditions of like. I know he has like something crazy like 15 or 20 years of parole, and then or probation. I mean, and then like he can't. Well, he fought to be able to like still make music with Gunna and to be able to like travel out of state on tour and stuff like that. And I think they granted him access to that. But the reason he was in jail to begin with was because he got involved in some like gang stuff and got caught up in that. And then one big thing, which kind of caused a bigger conversation overall, was that they were trying to use some of the lyrics he has written or sang or rapped or whatever against him in court. They were trying to like hold him liable for that, which like sparked a bigger conversation overall of like, can artists be held accountable for the things that they say in their music?
Yeah.
Because, you know, you really can't fact check that.
Yeah.
Although there have been cases where rappers have put exactly what they did in their music and they did it in real life too when it comes to like unaliving someone, but that's not the case with every single artist.
Yeah. Well, like also like a big thing with songwriting is like storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, like I guess like the first person that comes to mind is Taylor Swift. She will just make up random things like and tell a story. Like I'm sure like every artist, a lot of artists make up stuff with their music and stuff, like, or they will like take another person's experience and turn it into a song. So, I mean, just using in court, like song lyrics, I don't think is the most like accurate thing to do. So,
well, I'm not the biggest fan of Young Thug, but I will, however, say I'm a huge fan of his girlfriend, Mariah the Scientist.
And
I love Mariah the Scientist, and let me tell you this. So Mariah has held Thug down for the entire time he's been in prison. Like, I've never seen someone who's so ride or die for their man.
Daddy, am I your baby?
And she has held him down. Like, every single concert, every single show she does, she screams "Free Thug." She gets the audience in on it. She has them screaming "Free Thug." She has held that man down. She talks about him in every interview. Like, she's really ride or die for him. So when she found out he was free, obviously she was like over the moon ecstatic, and she was tweeting about it, putting on Instagram and stuff about it. I don't think she has Twitter. I don't know why I said tweeted, but she was putting on her Instagram story about it, and she was like, thank God. But this, let me tell you this part. So she needs to be thanking none other than Nicki Minaj, because Nicki Minaj kind of like inadvertently got Young Thug free.
Really?
Yes. So like I said, they were trying to use his lyrics against him. Well, one way that his lawyer proved that like you can't hold lyrics against somebody is because of his 2018 collaboration on Anybody with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
So that song, I'm not sure if you know it, her verse was kind of viral on TikTok back in the day. But the lyrics are like, I've never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that body.
Yeah.
And the
What
judge
song
was
is
like,
that?
Anybody.
On what album? Or was it a feature?
I don't know what album it was. It was on Young Thug. It was a Young Thug song.
Oh, I thought
it was
Nicki.
it was a Young Thug song that Nicki was featured on.
Oh, okay.
So Young Thug has his verse, and then he does the chorus, and then Nicki has her verse. But the judge was trying to use those lyrics against him, you know, saying like, I've never killed anybody, but I have something to do with that body. Well, then Young Thug's lawyer pulls the rug right out from under them and brings up proof and receipts that Nicki Minaj wrote the entire song. Even his verse and even the chorus. Nicki wrote all of that. Which is funny because as a Barb, we've been knew that because back in 2018 when the song first came out, somebody tweeted Thug and was like, did Nicki write this song? And he was like, yes. So Nicki wrote that entire song. So that's how like kind of got him off the hook a little bit because they proved that he didn't even write the music.
So yeah, Nicki basically saved him.
Nicki, she needs to be thanking Nicki Minaj. Now back into Mariah the Scientist, her little messy ass.
This is where it gets good.
So she right now is on tour with Lotto on the Sugar Honey Iced Tea tour. Or she was supposed to be. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air right now because as soon as Young Thug was free, she was over the moon ecstatic at the concert that night. Instead of screaming free Thug, she said Thug free, Thug's free, Thug's free. So she was like mentioning all night. She was like, I'm trying to hurry up and get on this jet and go see my man. Like, she does not play about that man. So then it was either the next day or the day after. It was a few days after. And she is like the opener, like / co person on the tour with Lotto. And the arena that they were supposed to perform at that night puts a like story message out on Instagram. And they were like, Mariah the Scientist will not be in attendance for tonight's show due to unforeseen circumstances. AKA, she needed some dick.
Yeah, she had to fly back.
She had to go get that conjugal visit at home.
I mean, I can see it from both sides. I was like, well, your man did just get released from jail. Like, you're like, you need to go see him. But also, it's like,
girl, you have a commitment to your
fans. You made a commitment. Like, people bought tickets to see you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you'll have like some off time coming up.
Well, I understand if it's like 1 or 2 shows, but I'm wondering if she's not canceled the whole tour because I've not seen her perform a date since this.
Yeah. When was this?
This was either a week ago or maybe a little under a week ago.
So it's fairly recent.
It's very fresh.
Okay.
So I don't know if she's canceling the rest of the tour, like if she's not going to be on the rest of the tour or if she's just going to cancel like a week or 2, but I don't know. I just thought that was funny. Like, I've not seen an artist drop out of a tour to go
Yeah.
like see their man before.
For sure. I mean, gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. But I don't know. I think if I was like a diehard fan of Mariah the Scientist, I'd be pissed though. I'd be like,
Yeah, because I almost went to the Nashville date, but she performed at the Nashville date.
yeah.
But I don't know. I've seen a lot of before. I just saw Mariah on the To Be Eaten Alive tour, so I was cool for right now.
Yeah. So let's move on to our next hot topic.
Great.
Cardi B made a fool out of herself last week. Like, she made a fool out of herself. I mean, no offense, I think she always kind of makes a fool out of herself, but
You ate that.
what was she doing?
So she was invited to speak at the Kamala Harris rally,
Mm-hmm.
and for lack of better terms, like, she is just illiterate. She cannot speak properly. Like, and I don't know why, as Kamala's team, like, I understand you want to appeal to a younger, like, hipper audience, but girl, once again, at what cost? Because you have an illiterate rapper who doesn't even write her own raps, allegedly, up on stage giving a speech and making
Yeah.
a fool out of you and your campaign. Because the girl up there, she does not sound educated. She does not sound smart, in my opinion. She's sitting up there saying, Kamala says that grocery prices will go down, and she said it to my face. She better not lie to my face.
Yeah.
Damn, it's expensive even for me. And I'm like, girl, why are you up here cussing and cutting up on live TV?
Yeah.
When you're supposed to be
I
endorsing
like,
a candidate?
and it's like a professional thing. You're at
Like-
a presidential rally. Like, it's not like you're
Yes.
out at the club or at your tour. Like,
Right.
you are on live TV. My favorite thing about that whole speech was when she goes, Kamala's passionate, compassionate. And I was like,
and when
really?
she goes, Kamala Harris.
Yeah, she goes, Vice President Kamala Harris. Like, how many other Kamalas are there?
Well, I'm just like, it makes for good memes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm laughing at it. It's funny, but like, probably not the best for her campaign.
I know. Also, like, before she even started speaking, like giving her speech, she is awkwardly at the microphone waiting for her assistant to bring her phone to read off her speech.
Yeah, because apparently, like, the teleprompter went out or something, so she was waiting for them to bring her phone, and it was like 2 minutes before they brought her phone.
Yeah.
So she's just awkwardly standing there trying to like talk to the crowd. And she's
Yeah.
like, "Are y'all ready to hear me speak?"
Yeah.
Like,
And then she goes on to say, like, oh, I wrote this speech. Like, I wrote it from the bottom of my heart. So
girl, you don't even write your raps. You expect me to believe that you wrote this
and
speech?
it just wasn't a good speech. And yeah.
I don't know. I just would have like anyone else. And there was a tweet about this, and it was like, if Kamala loses, it is because of Cardi B.
Yeah.
And that tweet came to fruition, I suppose.
Yeah. Another rap girl news. Ice Spice has a character skin now on Fortnite.
Yes. So I don't personally play Fortnite, but I saw a
Me
lot of people
either.
talking about this. Ice Spice becomes the first female rapper to get a character in Fortnite, which there's been a lot of like pop girls and a lot of people like J Balvin, Eminem, who else? Lady Gaga,
Juice WRLD,
Ariana Grande.
I
Like,
think
there's
Blackpink.
been a lot of-
There's been a lot.
There's been a lot of people like in Fortnite, but she is the first female rapper to be added to Fortnite, and she even has like a little island that they re-themed after her.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'd be cute for people, but I mean, like I said, I don't really play, but I did see, however, a lot of like backlash, and this was like not so much on Twitter, but it was more on like I saw it on Reddit actually because I looked up like which pop stars have been in the game or whatever, and people were talking about they're like, could we have gotten like anybody else? Like they should have done somebody else. Like why are we adding Ice Spice to Fortnite? And it's like I don't know. I feel like it works because like Ice Spice
Yeah.
kind of appeals to that younger like Gen Alpha
Yeah.
generation, and so does Fortnite. So
She's
it's
like one of the newest like rap girls. So
Yeah.
it's like, and she's big. Like I can see why they would.
well, I
add
wonder
her
if it's
on
because
there.
she is kind of like falling off.
Yeah.
Like after she dropped her debut album, I don't something shifted
There's
in the
something
world.
shifted. Also, I'm surprised that they haven't gave that to Nicki first.
Well, I don't know because Nicki did Call of Duty last year.
Oh, she might have had like
So-
a contract or something that
Yeah.
she
Or
can't
she
do
just
other
didn't want
games.
to, like, because a lot of times like these celebrities they don't want to like overexpose themselves
Mm-hmm.
in a certain market. So like, for rappers per se, like if they do a pop feature, they might not want to do another one for a while because they don't want to get like overexposed in that. So it might be the same thing. Like she just did a
Yeah.
video game, so maybe she doesn't want to do another one. But
Which I get that
I
because then
still feel
everyone's
like if she
gonna-
did Fortnite, it would be huge because it's Fortnite, and like that's for
Yeah.
me. I feel like that's like the main
that's the most
collab
popular video
for-
game of these days. So.
yeah for pop stars to like collab with the video game. I feel like Fortnite like is the one that you should want to do. But good for
Yeah.
her.
Good for Ice Spice. Good for anyone. I feel like these days, if you can get a Fortnite collab, you've made it.
Yeah, true. So, Baddies Midwest just started premiering last Sunday, and it's already off to a crazy start, which we already knew because there's like Baddies tea pages on Instagram and Twitter that like kind of leak things that happen while the season's filming. So we already knew some crazy stuff happened. We knew that Tommy brought a pew pew to set and aired it out, but luckily it was just like a BB pew pew, so it wasn't a real gun.
Yeah.
But girls were saying like I'm traumatized, like this is a traumatizing thing. So like we already knew it was gonna be a lot going on. Which also I should have said this. Sorry, if you don't know what Baddies is, it's like a show hosted by former Bad Girls Club standout Natalie Nunn. It's on Zeus Network. If you know Krishan Rock, she kind of got a big boost and kind of got her start out of the show. So that's just one example, but it brings on former people, former girls from Bad Girls Club, and also just like baddie influencers and stuff like that. And they're all just like bad girls living in a house, going from club to club, partying, making money, and fighting a lot. They fight a lot,
Yeah.
physically. But
Was that
So-
where New York?
no,
No, what was that show?
that was Flavor of Love.
Oh my god. Well, there's someone now that I'm thinking about it. I have heard of that show, and there's
It has some big like pop culture memes, especially on
yeah.
TikTok. Like, let me think of one. There was a lot from Baddies South that became popular. It was like, I don't know who to slap. I don't know who to slap.
I do know
And
that.
then y'all ain't gonna tag team nothing. Rolly and Biggie also have some really good ones. Like, you're always quick to do Betty. Betty shot a clock, bro. Big Biggie, big Dominican. Anyways, so Baddies Midwest premiered, and it was like a 2-part premiere, which is, I think this is the first time I've ever done that, is like have 2 episodes drop on the premiere. But it was a big sit-down talk between Krishan Rock and Taseki, or Taseki, however you want to say it, which is her older sister. Now, we saw some things on the internet about like allegations that Krishan put out a while ago, but to see them sit down and fully talk, because to give a little bit of backstory, Taseki went on the show like 2 seasons ago to protect and defend Rock because Rock was pregnant at the time. So she basically brought her sister in to like fight her battles for her because she was pregnant and she couldn't fight. Well, something went down and Krishan told her to like fight this girl, and Taseki didn't want to do it because Taseki felt like it was fighting over like a stupid reason. And so Krishan had ended up getting Taseki jumped by her friends. So obviously Taseki was hurt because she's like, you're my sister, why would you get girls to jump me? Moving past that, later on these allegations came out by Krishan that Taseki had sexually abused her when she was younger,
Oh.
which I'm going to go on record now and say that my opinion is that did not happen. And I'll tell you why that did not happen, because there's been a lot of discourse, especially after these first 2 episodes where they sat down and talked about it. There's been a lot of discourse about, is what she's saying true, da-da-da-da-da. Here's my personal opinion. This is not fact, so do not take it as anything other than my opinion. But I feel like Krishan is lying because she's proven time and time again that she's like the jealous type, that she feels like, I put you on this show, I put you on Zeus, and da-da-da-da. So when she saw that Taseki was getting more fame than her, she had to come up with something quick to get people to not like Taseki. And also, like Taseki said on the show, say your story. Say your story. Don't just sit there and make a claim. What happened to you? Tell me what you did. But you can't say anything because it never happened. And Taseki mentioned on the show, I'm going to sue her for this. And I really hope she does, because that's straight up defamation. You went on national TV and said that she made you eat her coochie out when she was 7 years old.
Yeah.
So, like, those are serious
That's
allegations. You
wild.
can't just say, which we already knew. Zeus exploits her entire family for money and views. So it does not surprise me that they would air something like this at all. But I don't know. I hope if Krishan is lying, I hope Taseki sues her and gets, her just due. And if Krishan isn't lying and, Taseki did do stuff or whatever, then I'm sorry for Krishan, and I hope that she can work through that.
Do you think that, like, because it's hard with reality TV, like, telling what's real and what's not. Do you think the producers like have a lot to do with stuff like that in this show?
No. I feel like Baddies is more authentic, and then also I just feel like, and I hate to say this, but like with the whole Krishan Rock, like the whole Malone family, they don't have to make that stuff up. They're crazy all on their own.
Yeah.
So
Well, I have to check the
I know,
show out.
that was a lot to
'cause
unpack,
I
but-
know. I was like sitting here like it just keeps getting worse.
that was a lot to
and
unpack,
worse
but I just
and
wanted to give my
worse.
opinions on the Baddies Midwest.
Well, I
season
love
premiere.
reality TV. I need to have
Yeah,
have to
it's
check
messy.
it out.
You would like it.
Speaking of TV, the show Stranger Things comes out next year. The final season, season 5. We don't really know much about it yet. All I know is Netflix released the names of all 8 episodes, which is very exciting because the season 4, the last season, it came out like 2 years ago ish, I think 2022. So us getting the final season is very exciting. But I think it's crazy though that they've been doing this show since like 2014 or 2015, and
Yeah.
10 years they only have like 5 seasons, which is crazy. Like, because they all started out as like little kids. They
Yeah.
were younger than us at the time, and now they're like grown up and like,
Millie Bobby Brown got married.
yeah, she's married now. I know like Noah Schnapp's got canceled. Like all these kids though, like they're doing like, everyone's doing something different though, but they still went back for Stranger Things. But I'm excited to see what they do to close out this show, because it's not my favorite show, but I mean, I will watch it
Yeah.
though.
And it definitely has made its place in pop culture.
Yeah, it's like it really brought back that 80s feel and that 80s vibe, and it's just so cool like seeing it. And you know, obviously neither of us were alive in the 80s, but you know, you just see it and like you just imagine that like you're there.
Right.
And yeah, but they put out all the episode names though, and I think they shared like a photo of the cast on set and stuff. But I can already tell though that crazy things are going to happen, just because apparently every single episode in this final season is going to be the length of like a feature film.
Yeah.
So every episode's going to be like an hour and a half or longer, which is crazy. There's 8 episodes, so that's going to be like 8 movies.
Well, I feel like if you're gonna go out, then go out with a bang.
I know. And also speaking of TV,
Yeah.
Squid Games.
Love Squid
Finally, the next season's coming out this year. That
Well-
was 2021, I think.
Games. Yeah. Well, I feel like when they did Squid Games, like wasn't it supposed to be just like a one and done? But then it was
Yeah.
so like it
So
was
popular.
So popular. They're like, we have to
Yeah.
cash in and do a second season. But I mean, I kind of respect them though, because they've taken their time to do it. They've,
Yeah.
you know, probably thought it out well. So
Well, also, I
excited to
saw
see.
that like they filmed season 2 and season 3 at the same time. So
oh wow.
this is not going to be a long gap between season 2 and season 3. And also, if it was a one and done for season 1, apparently, it probably also took a while because they had to write scripts for the next 2 seasons as well.
Right.
But I'm very excited. The trailer just came out, like the official trailer, and it looks like it's going to be the same exact game. There's just new people, and the main guy is just coming to save them.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I'm excited to see. I will admit, like, I was really into Squid Games. Like, I really enjoyed it, but I was a little confused by the plot at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what they have in store.
It's been a while. I haven't watched it in a while, so I have to rewatch it just to get my memory
Prepare.
back and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think that about wraps it up for our hot topics today.
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Well, thank
So-
you guys for chatting with us.
Thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you ever have anything you want us to talk about or anything, comment down below and we will get chatting about that.
Of course. Well, make sure you guys follow us on social media at Gossip Spot Podcast. Make sure you check Spotify. We're on Spotify as well as YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe, like, comment, all those good things. And we will see you on the next
Yeah,
episode.
next week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.